Okay. So this Ruben fellow calls himself a Kingslayer, and he decides he's going to come after the Fraction. Ruben, I don't understand what your angle is here. You call yourself the real Kingslayer and that you're going to take down all these false individuals, but the thing is, there's nothing false about the Fraction, no. Why would I align myself with false individuals? And I've already aligned myself with a Kingslayer. If you're coming after my pal Ishan, because he's labeled himself Kingslayer, and rightfully so, well, here's something else, a little extra sugar to go with the medicine. I am a Kingslayer. I've already put down one king. It has been my mission to put down kings ever since I joined the movie Trivia Face-Off. And then here you are, coming out with your, I'm the real Kingslayer, and I'm gonna put down all you posers. The only poser I see is you, Ruby. And if it helps, I'll gladly hand you over a little ruby that I collected from the crown I've already taken off the head of one would-be king. If you decide that you need to attack my Fraction, to attack my friends, and since they've elected me to be the first guy in your way, well, I'm afraid this is where your journey ends, in your path to destroy these phonies. The only phony I see is you, and I put down true phonies.
Hillbilly, I see you want to send your little dog after me. That's fine. I'll put him down for you. He's crazy and he's a lunatic anyways, and he needs to be put down. So I'll tell you what I'm gonna do for you. I'm gonna end his little undefeated geek streak. I'm gonna show him what it's like to go up against a true contender. And after I embarrass him in my match against him, you and Loudmouth have no one to hide behind. I'll come for both of you, and I'll put you both down. And once I'm done exposing the two of you for the hypocrites and losers that you are, then I will have my shot at the poser, the wannabe, the fake Kingslayer, and I'm gonna show him what it's like to face a true, real Kingslayer. I'm gonna embarrass him in front of his Fraction and the entire movie Trivia Face-Off. I'll see you all very, very soon.
Howdy folks, this is your good friend Hillbilly Scripps with you for another one of these here episodes of the Hillbilly Hollar, and we're gonna, well, you guys know what we're gonna do. Y'all come here every week. We're gonna do the same thing that we do every week. We're gonna take a look back at what happened last week here in the MTFO, And we're going to take a look forward at what's coming up next week in the MTFO. So you folks just sit back, get comfy, strap yourselves in, and we're going to get started. And as usual, we're going to get started with what happened last week. Now, last week we had us a couple of them there geese-tacular matches. And y'all know, I've said it before, these are some of my favorite matches. Now, the first match that we had last week saw the debut, I do believe, of that there Thomas Scully feller, calling himself the Warhawk. And he went and took on that rascal, Ruben Colon, that feller that fancies himself to be a Kingslayer. This was a pretty good match. Unfortunately, due to some editing dilemmas, it was an audio-only match. So it was kind of like watching one of them their podcasts. Now, I won't lie, folks, the Hillbilly was just a little bit tickled to see that their Warhawk put Mr. Ruby in his place. Now, in our second match last week, lo and behold, we seen that there Ruben Cohen, that feller that calls himself the Kingslayer, in a second match, this time taking on that there Jackson, the Lantern, Latner. And I gotta give Ruby credit for this one. He took it to the Lantern and he brought home the win. Those were some pretty dang good matches, folks. If you ain't seen them, you should definitely check them out. Just hop on over to the Geese-tacular playlist here on the channel and you can watch them no problem. Even though you know the outcome now, they're still worth giving a watch, or in the case of that first one, giving a listen. And I got this to say, that there Ruby feller, it's starting to look like he ain't no slouch. Now, me and the rest of the fraction, we've been studying these matches he's been in. We've been studying them like game tape. And we will be ready. And I kind of got a feeling here in a week or two, my main man, the Maniac, is going to have your number, Mr. Ruby. But enough about that for right now. Let's go ahead and look at what's coming up this next week. Now, our first match we're going to have, I've been talking about it the last few weeks, so I'm just going to kind of just briefly mention it right here, right now, one more time. That's right, folks. That Dynamite Disney Duel exhibition match is happening this week. I got it on pretty dang good authority. Now, just again, in case you've forgotten, we're going to see that their Raptor Master, Jonathan Peck, go on up against that their Mr. VHS, Nazario Montenegro, and that their Freakazoid, Kevin Moreno, and they're all going to be going up against that there Ruben Colon, the Kingslayer. Now, what I can say is, what is going on here? What is happening? Not again.
Sup, peeps? The real Kingslayer here, and yeah, who would have thought it? Competing in a Disney exhibition match? Shocking, I know, but I'm doing this for a reason. I want to sit here and prove to everybody watching that I am capable of anything. So I'm going to put down these chumps of the Disney League because honestly, I've never heard of most of them I'm competing against in this match. And I'm going to put them out of their misery. I'm going to crush their hopes and Disney dreams. And when I do, I want to defend that Disney championship against the likes of Skywalker and Admiral. That way I can crush their dreams, because these are true Disney champions, and when I take them off their throne, I will prove to everybody that I am without a doubt the Kingslayer. Good luck, losers. You'll need it.
Oh my goodness, that dude, I tell you what, folks, that there rascal, he is just, I don't know how he does it. He keeps on butting into my show and messing things up. There we go. Yeah, I really don't know how he keeps on hacking into my show. I'm gonna have to get one of them there, what do they call them? Walls made out of fire, like you get on your computer. That don't sound right, but I gotta get something to keep him from butting in here all the time. Maybe you guys can leave me a comment, let me know a good way to keep him from sticking his nose here in my business so much. Man, dagnabbit, that guy just tweaks me the wrong way. Sorry, I was about to say something I shouldn't have said. Anyway, let's put him behind us and let's talk about, or finish talking about, that their Disney exhibition match. Now, I have it on very good authority on account of the Schmodown having one of them their live events in that their Orlando, Florida, and Orlando, Florida being where that their Disney World is, that the Disney exhibition match is going to come out today, folks. That's right. Now, I know we've been talking and hyping this thing for a few weeks now, and I know I keep saying that it's going to be coming out, but you know, I really do believe today is the day. So you folks keep an eye out for it. And you know what? If you ain't in Florida going to the Schmodown exhibition match, get online, buy yourself a live stream ticket and watch it. It's gonna be some good stuff. They got quite the lineup. But you know what? The Hillbilly Hollar ain't about the Schmodown. The Hillbilly Hollar is about the face-off. So you guys can get on the internets and look up all that and go check it out. I'm here to tell you about what's happening in the face-off this week. And after that Disney exhibition match, we got something else special cooked up for y'all. Now this week, we're also going to see the debut of the first ever Frenzy of the Face-Off. Now, this is going to be a special kind of match, folks, and it's one that we will be seeing some more of in the future. And this is going to be a 6-way dance. Now, in this first Frenzy match, we're going to see that Freakazoid Kevin Moreno feller taking on some feller calling himself Big Time Brannon. And they're going to be going up against that there Warhawk Thomas Scully, some feller named Caleb, who might be the little boat, or he might not be, I ain't sure. And they're going to be taking on this guy calling himself Hollywood, Corey, Quinto, and a fella calling himself Chris Diaz, which I don't know too much about him either. Actually, I don't know too much about a bunch of these fellers, as I just got all of this information right here, right now, fresh off the presses. But this is going to be a really fun match. You guys should definitely check it out. Now, like I was saying, folks, this will be the first one of these things. So I'm curious to see how it all plays out. Now, my understanding is this ain't for nobody's records. So it just seems like it's more just for fun and just to kind of get some experience, you know, under the lights and on camera. So yeah, I can't wait to see how it turns out. And like I said, this is just the first one of these. There will be more of them. You know what? me and my boys in the fraction might have to try one of these out at some point. That'll be a lot of fun. You'll just have to wait and see to see that. Yeah. Now, I think that's about everything we got for this week. I think we're getting a call on the Hillbilly Hotline. Let's see who it is. Hello?
See now, when I first started playing poker, I got taught a lesson. It was never play with cards in your deck, play with the cards in your hand. In the case that you might think that you have something amazing coming down the line, something incredible coming down the line, but you don't know it until it's there. And that's what I thought I had. I had all this time wasted getting into Dollface's head, getting a little room space there, a little condominium in the back of the noggin, because she was infatuated by me, I guess. I don't know why. I think I'm ugly, but that's beside the point. So I spent all that time, and then she swarmed off for personal reasons, for her personal health, which, hey, who am I to judge? But I'm pissed off. I really am, because I want to kick her ass, and now I don't get to do that. And that annoys me. It really, really does. So what I want to do instead, in face off, I want my chance to kick someone's ass. I want the next best thing. Give me James. Like, he wants to go around pretending that he's the biggest, he's the baddest, he's the scariest. Well, the question I have for James, why have I put it in my mouth? Firstly, why have I put that in my mouth? And secondly, how can you look crazy and insane when you're going against a madman? When you can't get a word in because the SmashMouth is running miles a minute, how can you get ahead? That's my thing, that's my theory. I don't think he has a chance. I really don't. But if you guys want to watch the absolute humbling of the cleaner, I'm more than happy to do so. Spence lad, I know you're watching. I know that you are going to be studying now for this, trying to figure out my weaknesses. I know, but the insults that you're going to throw, because guess what, mate? You're predictable. You really are. But the thing that you've got to remember, you're predictable. I'm not. See you soon, buddy.
You know what, folks? That is some dang good news. You know, all of us in the fraction, we've been so focused on that there Ruby, the poser, the fake Kingslayer. We done forgot about some of these other rascals here in the league. At the top of that list is them there loonies in that there Dollhouse loony bin. Good on SmashMouth. I can't wait to see him take that there cleanser feller, James Spence, down a notch. That match, it ain't filmed yet, but it is coming up. So I'm glad that that my buddy has put it on our radars. Cannot wait to see where this goes. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Well, that's pretty much all we got for this week. Oh shoot, I almost forgot. Last week, I told you guys that we were going to talk about some of them there conspiracies and all that kind of good stuff. Well, I've been looking them up. I've been studying them up. I've been doing my investigative research. And what I can tell you is this. There are some strange things afoot here in the MTFO. And I'm going to do a little bit of an expose on some of it, but not this week. I'm going to hold it off till next week because Halloween's coming up, and I figured that would make for a good Halloween episode. So you folks, make sure you're back here this time next week, and I will reveal all that I've been finding out. And, you know, maybe we'll talk about some of the aliens and the UFOs. Maybe the cryptids, like them there woolly boogers. We're probably going to talk a little bit about the alien pod people and perhaps those scrolls as well. So make sure you're here next week, and we will dig into all of that stuff. And we'll also talk about, you know, what happened with these matches we just talked about, and we'll talk about what's coming up in the next week, the following week, whatever comes after next week. We're going to talk about that. So until then, you folks have a glorious week, and I will see you next time. You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go. But make sure you check out all the links in the description, and feel free to leave me a question in the comments.